Steve, I've spent over $100,000 and we've got less than 20 people registered for our event. What did we do wrong? Unfortunately, I get calls like this all the time. That was a real call that happened a few months ago. Last week, I had a call with somebody who's holding an event in April. They rented a room for 1,000 people, and right now they're at less than 100 registrants. So what's going on here? I want to break this down for you. The newsletter is written down below, but I'm going to give it to you in a format where I can talk. I love chatting with people. So here we go. What's going on with this? Well, think about live events for a second. I know in my own life, I've gone to so many live events that have changed my life. My best friend I met at a bar in San Diego at a 2CCX event. We ended up having pizza and just chatting. And now here we are, 8 years later. We've supported each other through launches. We've held each other accountable through being accountability partners. And he's given me somebody to share the journey with, which is awesome. I've also met girls that I've dated. I've met people that I've had in my masterminds, people that I've been in their masterminds. It has led to a huge upward spiral. Think about your own time at live events. You can probably remember like you were jumping up and down, you had a great time at events, you met really fun people, you probably got clients, but yet if you think about an event, there's probably one coming up in the next couple months that you haven't bought a ticket for and you're like, I might go. So what's going on when it comes to selling tickets and how can you overcome that to fill your events? So I'm going to go through the 2 biggest mistakes that people make, and then we'll get into how to correct these. So the first big mistake that people make is selling tickets directly to the event. This is one of the biggest challenges. You see these huge name people do this. Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Brendan Burchard. You've seen them do this. Now, they have 1, a huge marketing budget. 2, they have a lot of draw. That is not still the best way to sell tickets. It works for them, but they also do the other things that we're going to talk about later. First things first, do not sell directly to an event ticket. We're going to get into what you do a little bit later. The second thing is, do not under any circumstance, say to your friends or to JV partners or to affiliates that you know, hey, if you email for me, I'll put you on my stage. What this does is this ends up with an event that is all over the place. Speaker 1 is speaking about this thing, speaker 2 directly contradicts him, but you had to put both of them on your stage because you said you would. But more importantly, it does not sell tickets because they are going to be driving directly to an event sale, which doesn't work. So why doesn't this work? You notice 1 and 2 kind of dovetail together because people want an immediate outcome. Think about why you haven't bought the ticket to the live event yet. Unless you've been to the event several years in a row and you're going more for networking than the outcome, if you're going for the outcome, you want the outcome now. So how do we fix this? This goes into how we fix the process. You sell a course, a workshop with the event ticket. So I'm going to say that again. You sell a course, you sell a workshop, you sell something that they can consume right now or very close to right now. And you give the ticket as the bonus. You know they want the thing, the outcome, which is usually a smaller piece of what you're going to offer at the event. They buy that. They're going to start consuming the course. They might come to the workshop. Then they get the live event as a bonus to that item. This is how you start to fill the event. And if you serve them well and you get them into momentum, they're going to show up to the event as a warm audience ready to buy the next thing that you have to offer. They're also going to invite their friends. We're going to get to these strategies a little bit later, but it changes everything when you sell using a course. Now, how does this work with JVs and affiliates? Well, instead of promising them stage time, which everybody says they'll do, and they're going to send a couple half-hearted emails going to a sales page that sells a ticket and doesn't convert, they're instead going to put people on your webinar. They're going to invite people to your workshops. They're going to do things that sell something right now that you can give them an affiliate payment on. This puts money in their pocket right now. This makes them happy. And it gets people that come into your world and are going to warm up to you. They get a ticket with the sale. This also means that you have to plan. We're going to get to how all of this comes together in just a second, but I want to go through the two biggest mistakes. Again, first, do not sell under any circumstances directly to a ticket. Number two, don't trade stage time for email blasts because it's not going to sell. So what do you do instead? One of my clients, Marisa Murgatroyd, just held a phenomenal event. I'll show some pictures from this as soon as I get them back. It was a great event. The secret, she started planning for the event 364 days ago, right after her last event ended. She lined up her JV partners, she sold her own courses, she did everything she could to get people in her world, and then she sold them something and gave the ticket as the bonus. Now, did she sell some tickets direct? Sure. She did that to her internal list. She wasn't doing cold ads, and she wasn't going out to affiliates and asking them to sell tickets for them. Once they're in her world, she did sell some direct tickets. She put people on webinars. She talked them through why the event was important, but that's still not the biggest sales piece. The biggest sales piece, remember, you included, want something you can consume right now. Sell them a course. She did this. She sold courses. She sold workshops. She sold challenges. She sold all these different things and gave the ticket as a bonus. That got people to come to her event. The other thing that she did, she ran a Bring a Friend campaign. So this wasn't just a lazy Bring a Friend campaign. She ran a Bring a Friend campaign in a way that hugely incentivized people who were her raving fans to go out and bring people from their audience, friends that they knew, people that were beside them in the game. I can't tell you, there are at least 3 masterminds, 3 25K masterminds I've joined. One was a 50K mastermind that I joined because my friends were in it and they said, hey, this is great. You really need to come check it out. Bring a Friend campaigns work. She added somewhere probably between 15 and 20% to the people that attended the event through her Bring a Friend campaign. These are warm people who know, like, and trust you. They're there already. Have them promote for you. It's one of the best things that you can possibly do. All right, so we touched on what to change and how to do it. If you have any questions, if there's anything I can help you out with, we offer VIP days where I will go through, I'll break down the strategy for filling your event. There's a couple things that we didn't talk about here that we'll get into in coming newsletters. Also, we'll go through the event itself and I'll help you lay it out in a way that guarantees maximum conversion. Gets people to open up their wallets and buy from you, and we can usually add somewhere between 20 and 50% to the bottom line with no additional ad spend. And you might be saying, Steve, all this sounds great. What happens though? How do you actually get people in the room? Well, it's no secret that event show-ups have been in decline over the last 2 years. We're getting like 60 to 70% of people on average to show up. We've been able to get it to over 90% for a couple of our clients. I'm going to jump into how we do that in next week's newsletter, and I'll see you then. Have an awesome week, guys.